There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection.
Thank you for joining us on The Media Connection. I'm your host, Naima Latif, and today we're here in Muskegon Heights, Michigan, at a Black Consciousness rally. We need to raise the consciousness of our people so we can make a difference. I'm here with the organizer of this rally, Miss Naink. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is something that has really had an impact today. Tell us, what was your objective in bringing people together?
Well, the whole purpose was to bring people together and discuss the issues that we have as Black people. And not only that, provide resources. I really wanted to touch on subjects like employment for ex-offenders, drug rehab, parenting, Black history, of course, because I've noticed a lot in this community, because it's small, people aren't talking about these things. And that's something that's true and dear in my heart. And so the purpose was to bring the people out, raise some consciousness so we can start healing.
I think you did an excellent job, and of course the key word is healing. Many times when people are going through difficulties, they think it's just them, just their family. What's the situation like here in Muskegon Heights when it comes to things like you mentioned, the unemployment among ex-offenders? Is it a common thing with young people and having prison records and not being able to get employed?
Yes, it's very, very common, although that's common for a lot of our Black people all across the world. I'm from Chicago, and I noticed because it's much bigger out there and it's spread it out, I did have a chance to see communities that are somewhat, at least, stable from the appearance, sort of say. And out here is like, especially in Muskegon Heights, we have our community is really broken up, not just from the visual, but from the spirit. We have a lot of young people out here who really don't care. They are on these streets, and they have no outlet, no respect, and it's and I know where it's deriving from. And so it's so intense here because it's small. It's a small area, and so that's why it's so intense.
In terms of employment, is there a major industry here in Muskegon Heights that employs people, or is it kind of barren like some other cities struggling with unemployment?
Struggling, barren, especially in Muskegon Heights. We need more people. We need more businesses in Muskegon Heights. It's the difference between Muskegon Heights and Muskegon, period. Muskegon, they do have more outlets than Muskegon Heights. But particularly in this community, we have some Black businesses here, but we aren't supporting these businesses. The same, the kids who are getting the same stuff from stores as far as the mall.
That's what we need.
It's the same stores like in the mall. They're going to the mall, but they're not going right across the street to the Black-owned businesses. So, yeah, it's something. The kids are selling drugs or stealing, and like I said, because although this is common across the world, because it's so small here, it's so intense. And that's why I said something has to stop. And I know that at least putting something in their ear, awakening the people, that's a start.
Well, you got a good response from the crowd here, and people seem to be very appreciative. What's your next step after this rally?
The next step is I'm community activist, so I'm constantly getting myself involved in the schools. I speak to the students at the high school. Not only that, I try to organize with them and try to do, I'm trying to inspire them to come out and let's clean up the parks and let's go around and volunteer and everything. So the next step is, you know what, it's not a pinpoint right now, but I know I'm going to stump hard for us, but I'm not stopping.
Well, I can see you're a spirit-led woman, and I'm looking forward to coming back and continue to do the work that needs to be done. So thank you so much. And one last word, how can people reach you if they want to get involved here in Muskegon Heights?
Okay. First, I would like to thank you for coming out. Like, you really hit the nail on the head, and I know for a fact that people were listening and they received. People can reach me. My name is Naink. That's Naeink. I'm the only Naeem. If you Google me, it's me. I'm on YouTube. I am a conscious MC. I rap about revolution and changing the changing hip hop back into its purpose, original purpose. And so Naeink, Naeink, Yahoo, everywhere.
And we'll be right back.
Our next guest is a product of the Chicago, Illinois Public Schools. He went to Hyde Park. Most of y'all might know him or heard him on the radio station. They call him Skeet, 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 Bang, 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 Ramonski Love.
I tried to apply myself when I was in school. When you in school, you ain't there just to take up a seat. You ain't in there for the teacher to tell you, sit down, shut up. She in there to teach. 45 minutes, she telling y'all to be quiet. That should happen at your mother's house or at your dad's house. Before you leave the house, you should already know when it's school time, it's time to shut up and it's time to get to work.
I'm here with Ramonski Love, who once again is involved with the Rebel League. Can you tell us what it is that made you decide to get involved and support this effort?
Man, this was one of the easiest decisions in my life. Anything that has to do with our young people, getting them motivated, getting them fired up about life. Let's ski, kicking it, Rebel Basketball 2012. We got the league, we got the camp going on, and I'm here with one of the participants. This is the first year now that young ladies have been invited to the league, and this is one of the outstanding candidates. What's your name?
Deja Jones.
Deja Jones is in the house. Deja, tell us, what do you love about basketball?
Well, what started me is my uncle, the school that I go to now, he's one of the coaches here. And so it made me want to join.
So you don't have any problems taking a guy to the bucket, do you?
No.
One of the requirements from this league is that you have an academic level. So you have to be passing grades with at least a C average. If you show a child that you care about him, he'll be more receptive to what you have to say. And if you relate to where they come from, I try to reach them and go into their world and find a key so I can open up their door. They come from all over the city of Chicago. We got a team in from Maryville, Indiana. We have a team in they come all the way from all over the Chicagoland area to participate. This is a great program.
We're back. I'm here with the token black poet who had some powerful words today. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Truly appreciate it. Appreciate your words today as well.
What inspires you to do what you do?
Honestly, I've always been active in the community. Always been a fan of the arts. Never could draw, never could sing, never could play an instrument. So I picked up a pencil and started writing what was around me. Things that I saw that I loved, things that I saw that I hated, and just compile my information in a non-journalistic format, and nuanced it a little bit to poetry, and then again the spoken word, and now I'm the token black poet.
What do you hope to inspire people to do when they listen to you?
Think. Honestly, I just want people to think. Think outside of their own perspective. Think outside of my perspective. Just my whole mission in life is to just in general empower people and inspire thought. Because I think that's what we need, especially in the African American community. You look back historically, we had artistic renaissance. I mean, the most famous one will be the Harlem Renaissance. But you had art, and you had political activity, and you had social awareness and social consciousness, and they were all intertwined into one. And I think that we truly need to get back to that. We have great art that's being produced, nowadays, but a lot of it lacks the substance that we had in yesteryear. So I think that we should get back to that, and I hope I'm a catalyst in doing so.
Well, what do you think it would take to perhaps steer some of the art toward a consciousness that would make a difference when artists speak? What do you think needs to happen in the minds of those artists to change that direction?
I mean, I think that a lot of artists have taken more from the hippie standpoint of things, which is it was the hippies, and I love hippies, and Oakland, California, and the whole scene back then. But hippies were essentially standing for something without appearing to stand for anything. Artists now don't appear to stand for anything and literally aren't standing for anything. So I think that we need to make consciousness cool again. I think that we need to educate our community and our individuals within our community how dire our situation still is. Granted, we have a black president, but there's still so many disparities that exist within the educational system, the prison industrial complex that you touched on earlier. There are just a lot of. We've come a long way, but we're still on a very tumultuous journey, and we haven't reached any destination yet that we should have a comfort level that we feel as though. We have a microphone and we have a stage and we have ears, yet we don't have a responsibility to say anything impactful. You know, I completely disagree with that, and my art completely disagrees with that. And the movement that I'm trying to spearhead here in West Michigan with my nonprofit, the Talented 10th website, theblackbottom.com. You know, it's just about compiling information and being as effective a human being and African American male as I possibly can be.
Well, thank you so much. You've made a difference today.
As of you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back in just a moment. We're back, and now I'm here with Muhammad Hakeem, who is an excellent film producer and has an upcoming film. Brother, can you tell us about the movie you're producing and some more about your works?
Well, I'm actually directing the movie. I have a best friend of mine that's acting as the producer, and the movie is called The Forgotten, and it's about the abduction of minority females from urban neighborhoods and how it never makes it into credit-worthy news. You know, many of us hear the stories that surface once every 5 to 10 years or so about a girl that's heinously missing, and so many volunteers organize to help find her, but we never hear about the girl that goes missing every day next door to us. And that's what my movie's about. It's a horror / documentary, so there's a little boy who is in the movie who knows the girl, and he stumbles upon her spirit lost in the neighborhood, and then he is afraid, but he has such a displacent attitude towards women and towards life in general, not because of negativity, he's too young, but simply because of conditioning and social, existence. He finds the courage to approach the girl, and he leaves a token. And it's kind of a sad ending. I don't want to give it away, so but that's what the movie's about.
Oh, it sounds like something I need to go and see. Was there any particular case that motivated you to get involved in this project?
I'm going to tell this, okay? And I come up with stuff like this. I have a daughter. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and one of them has the ability to, with a face, break me completely down. And I call her the sad face, And I was looking at, I miss them. They don't live with me full time. So, I was thinking of her one day, and I was worrying, as I sometimes do, and I was thinking of what my baby may experience should she go missing. What I would feel like, and I pictured that face, and it promoted me to make a statement, because I'm fortunate that that's not my story. But there are a lot of people whose story this is. So that was my primary motivation, and it gathered its own energy as I continued, and here I am today. I've shot 3 scenes of it so far, and it's about 9 more to go.
So now, are you the scriptwriter on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I definitely think this is going to motivate people to really care about those who are forgotten. Well, thank you for joining us on this edition of the Media Connection.
You are a very important person, and that's why I wanted to talk to you today. You have the power to change your whole environment with just your thoughts. Now imagine a world where everybody has what they need: enough food to eat, the right clothes to wear, a warm, safe place to live, and they have joy because they're free from danger. You can create that world with just your thoughts. You and I have the power to create exactly what we need, because our reality is created by our thoughts. Good thoughts create a good reality. Bad thoughts create a bad reality. So the people who think negative, people who are greedy and selfish, those are the people who create the problems in the world, because they don't understand that we're all here to share. If we share what we have, then everyone has what they need. So the next time you see an opportunity to set a good example, share your love. Share what you have, whether it's food or money, or a place to stay for somebody who's homeless. Because those who are selfish don't understand that everybody needs a home. You and I can change this world. Yes, we can. Together, we can change the thoughts, and then we can change our reality. All we need is a change of heart. Thank you for joining us on the Media Connection. And now I'm here with Desmond Clark, and we're here at 10 Pin Chicago for this great Celebrity Bowl. Now tell me about this event that, of course, is a charity. Tell me about this.
Well, the event is to benefit 88 Ways Youth Organization and our effort to go out and mentor these kids so we could provide some kind of positive influence to them so they could be productive adults. And as you can see, we're having a great event here. We had a great turnout, a lot of celebrity, a lot of people out of the community coming out supporting the cause. So, I mean, I'm just blown away because we're a new organization, and to have our first event be this successful, I mean, it's just a blessing.
What do you think it was that made people respond to you and come out and support it?
Say that one more time.
What do you think it was that made the people who came out, what was it that made them come out and respond to you and support this?
We've been getting around telling people about what we're doing in our mission, and you know, I think just in general, when people hear about people doing good things, they want to support it. And LDS, they came out and they did a ton of work in a short period of time. And a lot of credit to go to them and all the volunteers that spread the word around. So myself, I can't take much of the credit. I only talked to a few people compared to all the people that was talked to about coming to this event. So I had a lot of good help.
And what's your next event you're planning for 88 Ways?
We are going to do a gala, but we probably won't do that until next year. But we'll be doing some things in the interim. Right now, we don't have anything planned besides going back and reevaluating our Talks Mentoring program and getting ready for the next school year.
Well, thanks so much. You did a great job, and keep up the good work.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
This is Naima Latif for the Media Connection. We'll be right back.
Together, 88 Ways, and all the people that help make this happen.
Thank everybody for coming out. I hope everybody had fun. Y'all finish up with y'all games of bowling. But I want to thank a few people in particular. I want to thank a few of my board members that's here in attendance tonight. My board, where they at? I told them to come up with me. But I want to thank Mark Zanders, one of my board members. I want to thank Keith Lasco, also one of my board members. And I also want to thank Bryce there. He's not here tonight. He was instrumental in helping us put this together. And I want to thank my LDS staff. Where's the staff that helped put this event together? Eric, come up. Eric, bring your staff up. Because you guys can see that they put together a pretty good event. Keith Lasco, board member. Eric, I'll let you introduce your staff.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I think all of us that know Des personally, we understand this mission and everything that he's doing as far as the 88 Ways organization and foundation. Could not ask to work with a better guy. We have an amazing team, so Addie, Veronica, Lori, P-Money, she's no longer here. All of you guys, they're not going to come up here because they're kind of shy. But thank you so much. It was a pleasure being a part. And yeah, on to bigger and better things. And 88 Ways is going to be one of the best foundations in Chicago.
Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody for coming out. So y'all have a good time. The party after the after party at Public House right behind here. So I hope to see all you guys over there also. All right. So after this, y'all come join us at the Public House.
I can promise you'll see Adam Bledsoe and Gabe Leonard at the after party at Public House. And all of you guys, thanks for coming out. You guys helped more than 500 kids in the Chicagoland area tonight. That's just the beginning. It's gonna get a lot more, a lot bigger each year. And Desmond Clark, thanks again for doing this. Not playing with the Bears right now, but he's still committed to the Chicago community, and I applaud you for that.
Good afternoon. I'm Jason Robinson. I am the National Youth Director for the Rainbow Push Coalition's Education Department. The name of the Education Department is Push for Excellence, and that is our mission. We want to encourage all of our young people to push for excellence. When you're pushing for excellence, that means it takes work, it takes effort. I've never seen anyone push and sit back and be in a lazy position. In order to push, you have to get up. You have to reach farther than the person next to you. And specifically speaking today, I want to talk about our historically black colleges and universities tour. And we don't have room for the whole world, but we may have room for you. Every year, the Rainbow Push Coalition has been, for the past 13 years, conducting a historically black colleges and universities tour. We only have room for 80 students, 40 male and 40 female. We're looking for a certain kind of student to go on this tour. What are the qualifications? Some of the qualifications, I should say, include writing an essay, a 300-word essay expressing the value of higher education. Why is going to college important? Why should you go to college? Some students feel that they've been in school long enough and it's time to work at Walmart or Kmart or some other place, department store. And I don't necessarily have to go to college. But then there are others who say, you know what, there's more to life than just my high school diploma. And if I recognize that, then I want to do something about that. And so if I'm talking to you, I'm encouraging you to consider joining us for our Historically Black Colleges and Universities tour. If you can type a 300-word essay expressing why it is so important to go to college, and specifically why is it so important to go to a historically black college or university, you might be one of our candidates. We also need for you to get 2 letters of recommendation from non-family members, because what you do in the essay is how you feel about yourself, but we want to know how other people feel about you as well. We want to make sure that what you're saying is what they're saying as well. So we need 2 letters of recommendation. We also need to see your transcript. While you don't have to have perfect grades, you don't have to have necessarily a 3.5 or a 3.0, we would like you to have at least a 2.5 or, if nothing else, a 2.0. Because the reality is, if you're trying to go to a college or university, if you can't make the grade in high school, it's probably going to indicate that you're going to have a tough time in college. So right now is the time for you to take your education seriously. Even if you've made mistakes, that's all right. You know, we do fall down and we do get back up. The ground is no place for a champion. That's what Reverend Jackson always says. And so if you've fallen down, dust yourself back off, get back up, and come on and run this race with us. I want you to also know that it is very important for you to consider a historically black college or university. You don't want to be just another number. A lot of students who go to different traditional colleges and universities are there, but they're not really there because there's no one there for them. The teachers may not necessarily have time to get to you, that one-on-one attention that you need. Sometimes they just might see you as a dollar sign. You're good for me to take your money, but not for me to take you higher in life. But sometimes you need to be in an institution or an environment where people who look just like you, who have the same common goals and purposes in life, who are going the same places you're going, are going to help you reach your goal as well. Sometimes you don't feel like going to class. Sometimes you don't feel like studying. You need somebody who cares enough about you to say, look, man, look, sister, get out of your dormitory. I'll go to class with you. You need a teacher who will pick up the telephone and say, hey, I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks. What's going on? Is there something that we need to talk about? This kind of nurturing is found at a historically black college or university. And so you want to be in a place where people are going to help you to grow and to reach your full potential. And that's why I say you need to consider an HBCU. Even if you don't go to an HBCU, there's nothing wrong with at least checking it out. Maybe your purpose for going on the tour is to let a family member or a friend know that you need to be there. So you see, sometimes we go on a tour and it's for ourselves, and sometimes we're going places for others. But whatever the reason, you still need to have that experience. You need to have an appreciation for what the ancestors have done for you, the blood and the sweat and the tears that they have shed to make education possible. There was a time when we were not welcome in certain places of higher education. Reverend Jackson was actually arrested for going to a school library when he was just 18 years old, And that's because he was trying to get his education. We've come a long way, and we don't want to forget the sacrifice that has been laid by our ancestors. And this is our way of saying thank you for making my future possible. Whether I go to the school or not, I just want to say thank you for fighting that I might be free. And so you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your ancestors to take this trip. I really hope that something I've said today will inspire you to consider going to a black college or university. Maybe you haven't considered it up till now. Maybe right now as I'm speaking to you, you feel it in your heart. Yeah, I do need to listen to this brother. And I'm going to tell you something about a Rainbow Push Coalition HBCU tour. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can tell you what we've been doing. Not only do we go on this tour, but we visit those cultural places that you only hear about. Maybe you don't even hear about in school, but now this will be the classroom without walls. This will be the school lesson that your teachers never gave you. We go to places like the Underground Railroad Museum. We go to places like the Lorraine Motel where Dr. King was shot. We go to places such as the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. We go to the Medgar Evers home where this civil rights freedom fighter was shot in his own driveway. And you need to see these places. And so we not only do the tour itself, but we also do a cultural aspect of the tour because we know it takes all of this to educate our village. It takes all of this to raise up our young people. It takes all of this to raise us to a higher level of thinking so that we will stop shooting each other and we will stop shooting ourselves and stop throwing away our future and actually become what God has called us to be. That a mind is a terrible thing to waste, and I'm not going to disappoint the Creator by wasting the gifts that He's given me, but I am going to take full take full benefit and full opportunity and take full advantage of what the Rainbow Push Coalition has to offer me. I think I've said enough right now. If you're interested in this tour, please call me at 773-256-2761. God bless you.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime, violence, and poverty if we all agree to do one thing. Share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, and my co-host, Sister Wasifa Tarver, and Minister Cynthia Marie Williams, every morning, Monday through Friday, from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, here on Blog Talk Radio, as we connect with women everywhere and learn how to form healthy relationships. Collectively, we can heal our world, but first, we need to heal ourselves. Call in and join our discussion. 347-539-5639. There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection.